The Halliburton story is typical of the stories of many other companies, and in the fullest sense, it is the true story of America. Now, it all began, as many such stories are apt to do, with a boy. About 1900, young Erle Halliburton lived with his parents on their farm near Henning, Tennessee. There is a good deal of hard work that can be done on a small farm by a small boy. Bringing in wood, chopping weeds, cultivating. These and other chores were his responsibility, and in their performance he was forced to develop the self-reliance and steadfastness that stood by him in the years to come. He faithfully attended school the year round. The death of his father gave him the entire responsibility of the farm and the provision for the family. He knew now that he would never be able to go to college, and they would have to make his own way. But he had the American heritage of courage and initiative to draw on. He left home to take a job in order to augment the family income. By the time he was 18, he had worked up to a job as clerk in the commissary department of a railroad construction company. And in the next few years, he held a series of jobs that gave him a broad range of experience. He worked as engineer of the camp's small locomotive and as operator of a steam crane. Later, he became a salesman. He shipped before the mast on a tramp freighter, and at 18, joined the Navy. There, with the same drive toward something better, he studied engineering with particular attention to hydraulics. He also operated the Navy's first motor barge. At the end of his enlistment, he was 23 and had qualified for the rank of professional engineer. In 1915, he went to work for the Perkins Oil Well Cementing Company in California. Later, with his new knowledge, he went to the mid-continent with the idea of explaining the principles of cementing to oil men there and starting his own company. The first office of the Erle P. Halliburton Oil Well Cementing Company in Wilson, Oklahoma, was somewhat limited in size, and the staff had certain other duties to perform, not entirely connected with oil well cementing. However, the entire efforts of management, research, engineering, sales promotion, and production were devoted to providing the growing oil industry with the best possible oil well cementing service. Actual operations finally got underway with a borrowed wagon, an old pump, a salvaged tank, a suitable length of clothesline, and some wooden plugs. Naturally, as with any new organization, it was necessary from time to time to provide additional revenue from other sources. It was even necessary during one period to liquefy certain fixed assets, to provide working capital for equipment and payroll. But the basic purpose never wavered. A good man could mix 500 sacks a day by hand, but it was slow, hard work, and the mix was not too uniform. Was there a better way to mix cement? Now, he thought there might be. A jet of water sucked the cement from the hopper and made a thorough, speedy mix. This fundamental invention was the forerunner of the mixers used today. There were times when clothesline simply was not ideal for the purpose of measuring. Halliburton developed the measuring device which is now a standard throughout the industry. By 1921, the rolling equipment had increased to 3 wagons and 3 trucks. The men who pioneered the Mejier, Texas boom in 1922 made such a widespread use of cementing that the Halliburton fleet of cementing trucks had grown to 17. As the oil well cementing idea began to take hold in the Southwest, the Halliburton Oil Well Cementing Company moved to Duncan, Oklahoma, and was incorporated July 1st, 1924. The little red wagon has changed through the years, but the big red wagons with twin triplex pumps that are called on to handle volumes up to 40 sacks a minute and pressures up to 12,000 pounds per square inch still operate on the same fundamental engineering principles.